Welcome everybody to Zactify. My name is Stanley, and today I want to talk about DeFi. You might be wondering, what is DeFi? That sounds kind of new. I've never heard of that. It's decentralized finance. Well, what does that mean? Well, typically when we want to deal with finances, we go to a bank, a middleman. Decentralized finance is peer to peer. There's no middleman. If I want to buy an investment, someone's token or whatever it is, I can buy it directly from them without having anyone in between. What else does that mean? That means banking without a bank, where I can loan money to someone and they can loan money to me, or vice versa, any way you want to go about it. I can stake my money. I can lock it up so others can loan it out and earn an interest on it, just like the bank does. When I deposit money in the bank in my savings account gives me like less than 1% interest rate, but it gives me an interest rate. And they go ahead and take that money and they loan it out to other folks. Now, with our current economic situation, it's getting to the point where our money's being devalued to the point where our interest rate that we earn is becoming less and less and less as interest rates are dropping lower and lower and lower to borrow that money. So if I want to make some money by investing in a company, loaning them some money, they will give me back interest as time goes on. They'll pay me back more than what I gave them because they're creating value. They're making a product, whatever it is. If I want to go out and buy a house, I go to the bank, I go get a loan, and then I buy the house, and then I pay the loan, the interest rate on that loan. And by the time I'm done paying, I've paid almost, if it's like 4% over 30 years, well, that's almost twice the mortgage. So they make a good amount of money off of that. And so today I just really wanted to talk about this decentralized finance, DeFi, because it's bringing the power to the people. There's billions of people in the world that have no access to banking, and this really is geared towards them. Now, if you're in the United States, you might not really see a need for this, especially you might not get the same kind of deals that your bank's loaning money to you. Currently, right now, if you want to get a loan using DeFi, you have to have collateral. And that collateral needs to be worth more than what the loan is. So if something happens, you don't pay it back, well, whoever's loaning it to you is all on the good, because what they'll do is just seize those assets. So, for instance, if I have $1,000 in Bitcoin, right, and I lock it up on DeFi so that way I can use it as collateral to get a loan. Just like if you're a real estate investor, you might use some of your other properties to be able to have collateral against a loan, so that way you're more likely to have someone give you a loan, and if you don't pay that back, well, they take your other properties. So how this works is I throw my $1,000 of Bitcoin in there, and say I want to get some US dollar because I want to buy a cheap car, or go on a vacation, or whatever it is, but I don't want to cash out my Bitcoin because I think it's going to be worth more, or I just really don't want to get rid of it. So what I would do is I would lock it up in a smart contract, which it just means just like a regular contract that you sign with the bank, except instead of having your bank execute that contract, it simply does it on either the Ethereum network or another network. Right now, Ethereum is the main one. And that smart contract just issues the whole scenario. So I'm depositing $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. I'm going to borrow $700 worth of DAI, which is a stable coin. It's worth $1 US. And I'm going to use that DAI then to, go on a vacation. So how that would work is I borrow that DAI, I go on an exchange, cash it out for US dollar, or deposit it to my crypto.com account, and use a debit card or whatever that's linked to that account to be able to spend that money. There's several different ways to spend your cryptocurrency, and maybe I'll have to make a video on that later on. And I guess at this point I might as well put a link to mycrypto.com where you can sign up for that, because you can use that not only to earn interest on your cryptocurrencies, but they also have a debit card that makes it really easy to spend your cryptocurrencies. And so then I have this loan, right? Well, I need to start, if I want to get my Bitcoin back, well, I got to pay this loan. And when I took the loan, I set up in the contract, there's an interest rate and there's a time frame, how long it's going to be until I pay it back. And so once those things are executed, so what I do is I start paying that DAI back in payments. And what happens is once I pay all that DAI back that's in the contract that I agreed to with that interest rate added, then the contract initiates, I get my Bitcoin back, and whoever issued me my DAI gets their DAI back, and they've earned some interest on it. So there's a little basic rundown. What is decentralized finance? It's basically giving us the power to be a bank without any KYC laws, because there's no one running it. It's directly peer-to-peer, and without the expensive fees of a middleman and all the rest that goes with it. And it allows anyone who has access to the internet, regardless of age, to be able to access this technology, which is amazing. It's bringing banking to everyone. So if you're wearing, a little butt flap and you're in the middle of the jungle and you want to use a decentralized exchange, you can. Don't need a birth certificate, don't need any ID, don't need anything at all. You can just be a native and interact with this technology, which is amazing. It's what the world's really needed. And I want to thank you for joining me today. If you like this content, go ahead and hit the up thumbs button. Like it. If you don't, down thumbs it. And make sure you subscribe so you see more videos on whatever topic I like to talk about. This is Zakti Vibe. My name is Stanley. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.